problem is to write a Python program to display Fibonacci sequence using recursion. Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to WsCube Tech. My name is Ayushi Jain. In this video we will learn how to write a program that will allow us to display Fibonacci sequence using recursion. So guys, to understand what is Fibonacci sequence, what is recursion, first of all let's take an example over here. So guys, before we create this program, we need to first understand these terms, that what is recursion, what is Fibonacci sequence. So first of all, let's start with recursion. Recursion is a method that allows us to call a function within itself. For example, if I show it to you, that if I write a function like if I write def and inside it I'll write hello, like the name of the function is hello, and I'm just passing a empty parameter over here, and inside I'm writing print hello, and again they're calling this program over here. Like if I'll write hello again over here with open close parentheses, that means I'm not calling this program, I'm not calling this function outside the function, but I'm calling it inside the function. So that means what will happen, the function will be called, suppose if I'll call it outside like this hello, and this function will be called, it will print hello, then again inside the function, again this function will be called, and again inside it hello is there, then again hello will be printed, and this is how it will keep printing over here. Now what do we need to do? We need to write Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence, now what is Fibonacci sequence? Let's understand that. So fs is equals to Fibonacci sequence over here. Now Fibonacci sequence works in this way, that the first element is 0, second element is 1, third element is the addition of these two elements, that is 0 plus 1 is 1. Then fourth element, again next element, whatever is the next element is the addition of the preceding two elements over here. So 1 plus 1 will become 2 over here. So I'll write 2. Then 2 plus 1 will become 3. Then 3 plus 2 will become 5. 3 plus 5 will become 8. 5 plus 8 will become 30. And this is how it will keep going on. So this is called as Fibonacci sequence. Now what do we need to do? Using the method of recursion, we need to find the Fibonacci sequence. Now how to find the Fibonacci sequence? One pattern we can clearly see over here, that the third element, suppose if we have element A and if we have element B, then element C is what? Element C is the addition of element A and element B. How to find this element A and element B is very simple. If I create a function called as Fibonacci sequence, and inside it if I call Fibonacci sequence of, suppose if I have been asked to find the Fibonacci sequence of 5. Okay, so if I create a function called as def Fibo, and here I'll write 5. So what do we need to do? Inside this we will return the value. So one more thing over here, that Fibonacci sequence of any number that is 0 or 1. So if I'll write a condition that if our number is smaller than or equal to 1, in that case we'll return the number as well. So return whatever number it is. If it is not lesser than or equal to 1, in that condition what we will return? Else we will write return Fibonacci sequence of 4 plus 3, that means last digit plus last to last digit. So how we will obtain that? We will call this function again, that Fibo of 4. So for 4 we will be writing number minus 1, and for 3 we will be writing Fibo of number minus 2. Right, and we'll be adding these two terms because third term is the addition of preceding two terms over here. So we'll be calling this function and we'll be writing number 1 minus number 2, and whatever our number is minus 2 of that number. That means if I take the example of here, so 1, how we will obtain 1? We will obtain 1 by adding 1 and 0, and so if this is term 3, then how we'll find this term 3? By adding term 1 plus term 2. To obtain term 1 and term 2, we have to call the function over and over again, and we have to reach up to term 1 and term 2. Now let's put this logic inside our PyCharm and let's see what output we will get over here. So as I said, we need to create a function over here. So we'll be writing def Fibo is the function. Inside this I'm passing a number called as n. Okay, so if I want the numbers up to 5 terms, 6 terms, whatever terms it is, so n will keep the track of that. After this, what I need to do is, I need to give a condition that if n is smaller than and equal to 1, in that condition will return the value of n as it is. So suppose if it is 0, we'll return it as 0. If it is 1, in that case we'll return 1 itself. Else what we will do? Else we will return Fibo of n minus 1 plus, again we'll call the function Fibo of n minus 2. After this, for n we can take the input from the user, that n is equals to int input, enter a number here, Once a user has entered a number here, we'll be giving a conditional statement. Once a user has written a number here, now for the number also we'll be giving a conditional statement that what if the number is smaller than 0 or equal to 0. So if number is smaller than and equal to 0, in that condition we will print enter a positive number, else we will print Fibonacci sequence is, and I'll put a colon, and I'll use a for loop to iterate it in a range over here. That means to display it in a different lines. So for I in range up to n, we need to print I. Now let's run and see what output we will get over here. Enter a number here, I'll be writing, let's say, number 5. So it will give me 0, 1. So we'll print after this Fibonacci of our range, that is I. So as soon as I run it, I'll get the output and I'll be writing 14, or let's say if I'll write 7 over here. So I'll be obtaining a Fibonacci sequence up to 7 numbers, that is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. That means 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5 and 5 plus 3 is 8 over here. That's how we have obtained a Fibonacci of 7 numbers. All we need to do is, first of all, we have to create a function. Inside the function, we need to mention that if our number is smaller than and equal to 1, in that case, we have to return that exact number. Else, we have to put our formula for Fibonacci sequence. That means we have to call the Fibonacci sequence itself. That means we have to call the function itself over here using the recursion. And we'll be writing Fibo of n minus 1 plus Fibo of n minus 2. Next, we have to take the user input for the n terms, that till up to which term they have to call a Fibonacci sequence. They want to display a Fibonacci sequence. And lastly, we have to use conditional statements, which mentions that if a number is smaller than and equal to 0, in that case, we'll print enter a positive number. Else, we will print our Fibonacci sequence using a for loop. So I hope you guys have no doubts in your questions, and for more such interesting programs, stay connected guys. Thank you.